present. I call the Committee on Education Policy to order. We will take up the following items for approval. Action item 1A is the approval of the minutes of the October 9, 2024 meeting. I move the approval of action item 1A. Do I have a second? Thank you, Angela. Any discussion, questions, amendments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none. This matter is adopted. We will now address the action items of the policy calendar. Policy item 1B1 is a resolution to establish a Bachelor of Science in Digital Game Development at the City College of New York. I now call Interim Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost Alicia Alvaro to provide further background on this item.
Thank you. The Gaming Pathways program established by the Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment requested that City College create New York City's first public four-year Bachelor's of Science degree in digital game development, offering local residents an affordable option that did not exist before. The Gaming Pathways program provided funding for program development, instructors, staff, and equipment for a digital development classroom, lab, and games library through June 2025. 90% of the students who have taken the game development courses are students of color, earning 2,000 credits and demonstrating strong demand for digital game development education, which is projected to attract an annual cohort of 160 majors by fall 2028. City College has created an educational advisory board comprised of major gaming and technology companies to advise on curriculum and credentialing and to provide professional experiences to ensure that participants and graduates are career ready. The BS program was approved by City College faculty in May 2024. Provost Tony Liss from City College is in attendance and can answer any questions the committee might have about this item.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B1A. Do I have a second? Thank you. On discussion, I just have a question. We've already received funding for this. This was for the prior program or the program up till now?
Up till now.
And is the program going to require any new staff, any new resources, any new facilities?
Tony? You hear the questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Thank you. Not immediately.
Please sit down. Thank you.
Your hospital leader.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the answer is not immediately. It's currently funded by a grant from the mayor's office. It will eventually require more faculty, but we anticipate that the enrollment gains from the program will make more faculty.
And the program starts this coming September?
It starts officially as soon as we have this degree, but there's already students in the pipeline enrolled in it.
And the next step is state ed, does it have to go to state ed?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Are there any other questions, comments, concerns, issues? Hearing none, thank you. Hearing none, we will move to a vote. All those in favor of the issue, please so indicate. Any opposed? Seeing none, this matter is adopted. Policy item 1B1B is a resolution to establish a bachelor. That was me, I'm sorry. Is a resolution to establish a bachelor's program in data science and artificial intelligence at Lehman College. I again call on Executive Vice Chancellor Alvaro to provide further background on this item.
The Lehman College Department of Computer Science, which will offer the bachelor's program, will create an interdisciplinary center of expertise in data science and artificial intelligence by leveraging Lehman College's strong existing curricula. The proposed program will equip students with theoretical knowledge and practical skills necessary for data-centered careers. The CUNY Inclusive Economy Initiative report indicates that 55% of the 222 majors in computer science and computer information systems have chosen data science, machine learning, or AI as their primary career path, supporting the development, sustainability, and success of the proposed degree program. The program at Lehman College, serving students from historically underrepresented groups in STEM, will increase educational opportunities in the Bronx and geographical region, expand access to the burgeoning field, and address industry need to foster a more inclusive, diverse, and innovative workforce. The enrollment and retention of students will generate robust growth with projections of potentially hundreds of majors with an expected retention rate of 80%. The program will leverage existing curriculum, faculty, and expertise. Projected costs are minimal and related to future expansion based upon increased enrollment demand. With us today are Pamela Mills, Dean of the School of Natural and Social Sciences, and Department Chair Brian Murphy, who can address any questions the committee might have about the proposed program.
Thank you, Provost. I move the approval of policy item 1B1B. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. As always, I have a question.
All right.
Actually, the same question. Will it require any additional faculty or resources?
The program that we're proposing actually depends on courses that we already offer between the Computer Science Department, Math Department, and several other departments in STEM. We have faculty teach all these courses, as was already mentioned. It would be as the program grows and we have more students to accommodate, we will need more faculty, but at the moment, we have people in place to teach all the courses.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes.
Question, will it be offered as a minor as well in the future? Is that?
There is a minor at Lehman in data science. It's actually in a different department, but it already exists and has, I believe, been in existence for about 6 years.
Okay. Sorry again. In terms of like because I know there's some AI policy regarding like written instructions from the instructor. So I'm assuming, especially if you're doing a major in AI, you're going to have these concerns with students using AI, right?
I'm not clear on
So,
what you're asking.
So the AI policy, like there's just a small thing just suggesting that you would need written permission to use it in classes. So I'm assuming doing a major in AI would result in people just being able to use it without that.
Yes, I mean, we already have the classes, and we've had classes in AI that we've offered within the computer science major. So there's really no change there.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything further? Hearing none, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please so indicate. Any in opposition? Any abstentions? This matter is approved. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you very much.
Policy item 1B1C is a resolution to establish a Master of Science program in Generative AI at the CUNY School of Professional Studies. Again, I call on Provost Alvedo.
Thank you. There are a few degree programs that focus specifically on generative artificial intelligence, despite the field of generative AI's explosive growth since the November 2002 launch of ChatGPT and projected compounded annual growth of 80% in the next 5 years. CUNY SPS proposes a 30-credit asynchronous online Masters of Science degree in generative AI to build on the success of the existing online Master of Science degree in data science and innovative industry-specific courses. The School of Professional Studies will build on its current infrastructure and a portfolio of non-credit programs to extend the student, faculty, and administrative services currently offered to this new program and meet the need for a cost-efficient, high-demand degree in generative AI. The proposed degree will contribute to diversifying the AI's skilled workforce, has been designed for maximum scalability, and aligns with SPS's strategic plan to expand enrollment and access for students interested in an affordable, flexible way to earn a degree in a rapidly growing technological field. Chief Academic Officer Jennifer Sparrow and Arthur O'Connor, the Academic Director of the Data Science Program at SPS, are in attendance. Should the committee have any questions about the proposed degree, they would be happy to address them.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B1C. Do I have a second? Thank you. Same question.
Do you have any questions?
Yes. A question, do you need more faculty?
Same question.
Hi, thank you. We don't anticipate hiring any new full-time faculty immediately. We will be hiring some additional adjuncts who are industry practitioners And we have budgeted for a new faculty line in the third year after the program has grown. some
In the third
enrollment.
year?
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? John?
How many full-time faculty do you currently have with expertise in this area?
Only 3.
Thank you.
Anything else? Seeing none, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please so indicate. Is there any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this matter is approved. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Policy item 1B4 is a, did I miss one?
Yeah, I think so.
1B.
1B2A.
Here, take one.
I got it. I just flipped 2 pages.
Oh, there you go.
Policy item 1B2A is a resolution to amend the governance plan of the CUNY School of Medicine. I understand that when the faculty of the CUNY School of Medicine voted on the plan last week, there were a few minor changes made in the plan that was posted for our approval. I call on Executive Vice Chancellor Alvaro to provide further background on the item and to please indicate to the committee what changes were made to the plan before we move the approval of the plan as amended.
In August, the New York State Education Department registered the accelerated BS MD to be offered by the CUNY School of Medicine at City College, allowing the CUNY School of Medicine to award the medical doctor degree for the first time in the university's 170-year history. Since then, the School of Medicine has been evolving. It was granted full accreditation by the Liaison Committee for Medical Education in June 2023. In March 2024, NYSED registered a standalone MD degree at the CUNY School of Medicine, bringing it into line with every other medical school in the state. On June 24, 2024, the Board of Trustees approved the transition of the School of Medicine from its current status within City College to an autonomous unit of the Graduate Center. This status necessitates a new governance plan, including a fully developed local faculty governance structure. The change of governance is a key step in implementing the board's recent decision on strengthening the School of Medicine's institutional framework. Once a transition has been implemented, the new status will further the medical school's unique mission of educating physicians and physicians' assistants from populations traditionally underrepresented in medicine, as well as addressing healthcare disparities in the city, state, and nation. Should the committee have any questions, I am going to call Dean Carmen Green and Associate Dean Ekaterina Sigonova of the medical school here, and they can address the questions and specifically the items that were changed. My understanding is that the changes from the first version to the second, the faculty, there was a little bit more feedback from the Faculty Senate and from our Dean of Graduate and Undergraduate Programming. The original organizational structure was, did not have as much faculty governance as we had wanted. There was an executive committee appointed versus elected faculty, and so my understanding is that some change in the language was made and agreed upon by the faculty.
Dean Green.
Carmen Green can give the specific details about those changes too that were made.
Chair Berger, I asked for copies of those changes, so I'm going to
I appreciate it.
pass it around. So apparently, what's been highlighted is what was changed. Yep.
You can go ahead and answer.
It's not the way we like to live.
Is your mic on?
Hi, I'm Carmen Green. I'm the Dean of the CUNY School of Medicine. And thank you for the board for all your support thus far. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but happy to discuss this governance document. Essentially, oh, are you moving this for me? Oh, okay, not something I said.
No.
Okay, it's a bit of a joke. So what essentially you're seeing is there was a document that was the governance plan that existed while we were part of City College. What you will see as far as changes are some language changes in regards to our mission. There now includes a higher emphasis as it relates to research and the sciences. So that's some updated language in the mission statement. The preamble did not exist prior to this, but this really states who we are and where we're going. And then it talks about the operation of the medical school, going to the graduate school and university center. Has some documentation here about the, if you're turning to page 2, it continues to talk about our, the interest in shared governance, which was not there before. We also included our continued commitment to our historic roots as it relates to the Sophie Davis School of Biomedical Education, which I know you'll be dealing with later. And we're celebrating 50 years of that program. Then the administrative offices, you know, we've talked a little bit about who the dean is. That'd be me right now. And that what the role is. And some clarification that we felt was particularly important, that we felt the dean should be tenured. We felt the dean should be board certified in a specialty, and licensed in the New York State, and that was not there before. We also talk about the role of our deans so now as a professional school, that we're going to senior associate deans, and assistant deans. Then we move on to, any questions thus far? Okay. Moving on to the faculty and faculty council, we thought it was important to say who the faculty are, that they're full-time faculty. As you know, in many medical schools, there are also clinical affiliate faculty, and we define full-time faculty as those people who are paid by CUNY. And then moving on, we also talked about the role of primary and secondary appointments, which are critically important in a medical school, in which, you know, there's a primary where you sit in a faculty with 57 people. It's important that there's cross-collaboration and discussion. And so we inserted some language about a primary as well as a secondary appointment. Primary appointments are really those, that's where you were originally appointed. Secondary appointment are really to facilitate collaboration. So you get an idea of having conversations, voice, but not necessarily a vote as it relates to secondary appointments. And then we continue on, there's the faculty council. Now, this was clarified that before there was not a chairperson of the faculty council. There was an executive faculty committee that was elected by the faculty. And we decided, after talking to our LCME consultant, as well as some of the faculty feedback, to incorporate a chairperson of that particular committee that will be voted on by the faculty. We also spent a little bit of time talking about the affiliate faculty. And those are people who are not, I mean, you already have definitions for affiliate faculty, but it's particularly important in a clinical enterprise because that's where students learn at the bedside. Then we, Vice of Council incorporated the Open Meetings Act, which we all were thrilled to learn about, as you are. So we'll have a parliamentarian as well as a secretary, and those people will be appointed annually. Now, I don't understand why they would want to take the dean out of the role of convening the faculty council, but we decided that the chair should best be doing that. It's a bit of a joke, but that's the plan, is to really have that faculty chairperson really convene these type of meetings, and we can do that in conjunction with the EFC as well as with the dean, giving the faculty more autonomy. We also, before, there wasn't any language in regards to the notice of time, and we decided that with the faculty council that 7 days should give people enough time to be aware of a meeting and be able to make themselves available. That becomes much more challenging for clinical faculty, as you can imagine. Okay. Then we started talking about the general guidelines for the committee. that there is an executive, so general committee versus the executive faculty meeting. And that no vote will be taken, unless a faculty are there and present is in the majority. And so that really hasn't changed much. We did address the accreditation of the PAs. There is no specific language at this point in time that focuses on what a medical school dean or a medical school should do, because they exist in lots of different structures. But we felt that it was important to incorporate our PA colleagues. Okay. Now, we also talked about who the medical schools department chairs can be, and the senior associate deans as well. So we've had challenges in the past with a lot of people showing up, especially deans, associate deans, and potentially overwhelming the number of faculty. So we limited the number of number of associate deans who could come to the meetings, so that really this is an opportunity for the faculty to have conversations. And then, of course, we have another, about the open meetings law. We talk about the curriculum committee, that the curriculum committee really is, which is the faculty who really are responsible for making that type of decisions about what our students learn. And then there was a council on inclusive excellence. We've given it a little bit more teeth, meaning that we will have the chief diversity officer serve in that role, and to, basically to foster a place of belonging for our faculty, staff, and our students. The admissions committee, there was a staff person who came and addressed and put forth policies and procedures. We've actually elevated that so that it becomes the senior associate dean for opportunity, engagement, and financial aid to make those types of presentations and recommendations. We created an appointment, promotions, and tenure committee. And this is, they're basically to make recommendations to the P&B committee. And we actually, this is important, I'll bring your attention to this, that they'll be in 3-year terms. But we actually, what wasn't incorporated before was the role of clinical faculty. The LCME, our accrediting body, says that clinical faculty have to be present in some of these conversations. So we incorporated non-tenured faculty from each department, such that, and actually if you look at our body of our faculty, the larger percentage of our faculty are non-tenured. And so they actually now have a voice in the process. Next parts are really just the process in which the department chair will come before the APT committee and to present the candidates for reappointment or for tenure. The dean will designate a member of the executive leadership team to actually chair that, but will have a voice, no vote. And then the APT committee shall make its recommendations for faculty reappointment, promotions, and CCEs to the P&B board. The Personnel and Budget Committee, the P&B Board Committee. Where the dean used to be the chair of this particular committee, we actually moved it such that the Senior Associate Dean for Academic Affairs will actually chair this committee. This allows the dean to be completely out of this particular process until the final step, and certainly it's important if there are appeals. The committee will consist, similar to what we currently have at City College, the tenured faculty of the Executive Faculty Committee, as well as the Senior Associate Deans with underlying tenure. Will make that final decision, because if you can imagine a small school, we don't have that many tenured faculty at this time. That will change. And then the last, and then finally we'll go up to the dean for final approval. And then the last part are really the conversation as it relates to centers and institutes. And that's just consistent with the bylaws that are currently within the CUNY Board of Trustees, but it just is more of a signal of which direction we're going. Particularly, some of you may have heard that we received $19.3 million grant, but who's counting? For the NIH, and so we plan on actually taking the New York Center for Minority Health, Equity, and Social Justice, but actually thinking about broadening that as it relates to a CUNY-wide approach. And that was one of the things that the National Institutes were really excited about, so that's more of a signal to you. Happy to answer questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A new school, it's a medical school, so it's got its own complexities.
Yeah.
Faculty seems to have been involved in all this. I mean, have you heard any complaints?
I was gonna say, I'd like to thank this committee for considering these changes. I understood they were driven by some of the faculty, and I appreciate the efforts of the dean to accommodate whatever was possible. So, yeah, I think the faculty, from what I've heard, are happy with the changes.
This is not an
So-
easy task.
Yeah, so I'm happy to tell you about the process. Essentially, we're working during the summer. And I would say almost 20 faculty were engaged in the process of, at all levels, to sort of give endorsement of this particular process. We always knew that this would go to the Office of General Counsel for him, her, to present their here, there, for, thou, whatever, to the document. And then it came back and we actually opened it up to people to really weigh in on this document. I met as the dean with I would almost say 90% of the faculty in either their departments or in small groups. And then we came back again and discussed it, and just really gave people time to weigh in. There's some things that were strengthened, as you can see in the document. There's no perfection here, but it allows us to start the process.
Thank you.
And we're happy with it. And we had a 37-2 vote amongst the faculty who were present.
First, I will move the adoption. The approval of policy item 1B2 is amended to reflect the changes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Palat, may you have
Yeah. Question, just a quick question. So, I wasn't on the committee at the last meeting, but I realized there's no language regarding like student representation or student government. Was that deliberate?
So there are student representations as appropriate, is in the document, I believe. There are committees where we feel it's not appropriate for students to be part of. They are part of the curriculum committee. Where there are sensitive documents such as admissions, they're not engaged. But we do engage our students and allow them to participate.
Yes.
So yeah, so for like some others, you'd see it listed as like a student government association or anything. But yeah, that was what I was asking.
Yeah, so that wasn't part of this.
That would be separate.
That'd be separate.
Professional schools, it's different.
Also, professional schools, they don't have that included
Yeah.
in their governance plan. Okay, that's what I want.
So we do engage our students. We love our students, but some places we just don't think it's appropriate for them to be sitting at the table, particularly when sensitive matters, but they're engaged.
Okay.
And they're aware of this product too.
Angela?
I just want to thank the dean for a very thorough presentation, and I know your heart is in this, and it shows. So
thank you.
you very much, and wish you continued success.
It's exciting
Mr.
times
Chair?
for us and for you.
Mr. Chair, I rarely get the chance to, and I do some fun and crazy stuff, but I want to thank the Chancellor for allowing me to work on this with the Dean. And I also want to acknowledge Ann Lopes, who was just fabulous in getting this done. This was a labor of love, and I think we should all be very proud of the Chancellor's leadership on this and getting this across the finish line. But thank you, Chancellor.
Great.
I'm going to digress a minute and just take a few moments of privilege that the dean is sitting here to say I got to attend as the first trustee to attend the medical school graduation. It was a delight, and I got to meet in advance with about 30 students of the freshman year class. And I have to tell you, as sort of from a personal experience, as one of 2 Black students in my first year medical class at Sinai, and one of 1 by the time I graduated, that sitting in with the kind of wide demographic diversity in this student just filled my heart with joy and pride.
Yes. The medical school is an exciting adventure for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, I'd like to thank Mansour, Chancellor, and my legal eagle, Ann Lopes. They were just terrific, and so thank you so much. Have you voted?
Not
To
yet.
approve this?
Not yet.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking. I want to make sure we carry out the important business.
Are there any other questions or comments? Seeing none, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please so indicate. Are there any opposed, any abstentions? Seeing none, the matter is approved unanimously.
Thank you.
Moving right along. Policy item 1B3 is a resolution to award an honorary degree at commencement to Lourdes Garcia Navarro at the Craig Newmark Graduate School of Journalism. I call on Executive Vice Chancellor Alvaro to provide further background.
Lourdes Garcia Navarro has had an extraordinary career as a leading journalist for major news outlets in the United States, including the Associated Press, National Public Radio, the New York Times, and CNN, reporting through Latin America and the Middle East. Ms. Garcia Navarro has led news bureaus from Mexico City to Brazil and Jerusalem, and covering vital international stories, including the Iraq War, destruction of the Amazon rainforest, and the Arab Spring, where she was one of the first journalists to enter Libya after the uprising began. Her coverage has earned her multiple accolades and numerous awards for her work, including 2 George Foster Peabody Awards and Lowell Thomas Award from the Overseas Press Club, and Edward R. Murrow Award from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and 4 Gracie Awards from the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation. With Newmark's continuing emphasis on supporting journalists with diverse experience and perspectives, Ms. Garcia Navarro is an ideal candidate for an honorary degree from the School of Journalism. Graciela McCoskey, Dean of the School of Journalism, can answer any questions the committee might have about this honorary degree nomination.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B3A. Do I have a second? Any discussion, questions, comments? Hearing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please so indicate. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this matter is approved. Thank you. Policy item 1B4A is a resolution to award Micah Crump with early tenure at Medgar Evers College with application of bylaw 62C2. I again ask Provost Avero to enlighten us.
Professor Mika Crump has been a notable member of the Medgar Evers College faculty in the Department of Economics and Finance since 2018, and has had an exceptional record of outstanding commitments to scholarship, teaching, and service that exceeds the established standards and criteria for tenure. Dr. Crump is an internationally recognized scholar and expert who has served in key leadership and speaker positions at numerous conferences and events, and as a journal reviewer. He also co-leads a new $20 million PNC Bank and Howard University grant in partnership with the National HBCU Business Deans Roundtable. Professor Crump has leveraged his expertise in business administration and entrepreneurship to build curriculum offered in both the School of Business and the School of Science and Allied Health through innovative course design and implementation. This is in addition to serving as interim dean of students from July 2023 to June 2024 and undertaking 30 additional campus service-oriented roles. Provost Antoinette Coleman can answer any questions the committee might have about this request for early tenure.
Do I move the approval of policy item 1B4A? Do I have a second? Thank you. Any questions, discussion, comments? Seeing none, we proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please indicate. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Seeing none, this matter is approved. Policy item 1B5A is a resolution to appoint Ishita Mukherjee as professor with immediate tenure at City College of New York with an application of bylaw 62B2. Again, I call on Provost Alvaro.
I love the way you say my name. Thank you.
Is it close? Is it close?
It is accurate, very accurate. That's right. CUNY is part of a national and international community of scholars and customarily recognizes the judgment of colleagues at other institutions with respect to faculty personnel decisions and has an expectation of reciprocity. Professor Ishita Mukherjee will be joining CUNY in January 2025. She was awarded tenure at Wesleyan University, where she currently serves as professor and chair of the Molecular Biology and Biochemistry Department and Fisk Professor of Natural Sciences. She previously served as both vice chair and chair of the faculty and in administrative positions including Dean of Natural Sciences and Mathematics, Director of College of Integrative Sciences, Director of Graduate Studies, and Director of Technology Initiatives, reflecting her capacity to serve in both administrative and faculty roles. Professor Mukherjee is a widely respected scholar and leader who served as a National Science Foundation Program Officer, is an elected member of the Connecticut Academy of Science and Engineering, and has been recognizing across a range of federal agencies, receiving an NSF Faculty Early Career Development Program Award and an NIH National Research Service Award Fellowship. Dr. Mukherjee has been selected through a rigorous national search to serve as an associate provost for research and will be on leave from the professor title while filling this critical role in the research enterprise at City College. If the committee has any questions about this request for immediate tenure, Provost Tony Liss is available to respond to the item.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B5A. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
I see, I fooled you this time. Any opposed? Seeing none, this matter is approved. Policy item 1B6A is a resolution to approve the faculty personnel matters report of the Education Policy Committee. I ask Executive Vice Chancellor Alvaro to provide further background.
The information contained in the Faculty Personnel Matters Report of the Education Policy Committee includes appointments and reappointments with tenure and fellowship leaves. The report presented today was generated in summary format from faculty data entered by the campuses into CUNY First between August 31 and October 18, 2024.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B6A. Do I have a second? Are there any questions? Let's proceed to a vote. All in favor, please so indicate. Opposed, abstentions, this matter is approved. Policy item 1B6B is a resolution requesting approval of the actions in the curriculum and academic policy dashboard report. I again call on Interim Provost Alvaro to elucidate.
Routine academic matters, local academic policies, and course inclusions in the university's general education program are presented to the Committee on Education Policy in summary format generated from an online dashboard. Highlights from this month's dashboards include the classification of 13 new general education courses, giving students more options to study social science and the humanities, and 22 program actions.
Thank you. I move the approval of policy item 1B6B. Do I have a second? Any questions? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor, please so indicate. Any opposed? Any abstentions? This matter is approved. With no more items on the policy calendar, I now call on Executive Vice Chancellor Alvaro to address the information item. We have a couple, so
I will start with the first one. The first item is the Pathways Initiative Year 9 review. The June 2011 Board of Trustees resolution that created the Pathways Initiative stipulated that Pathways policies and processes must be reviewed and evaluated each year for 3 years, beginning in 2013 and every 3 years thereafter. The CUNY Central Office of Academic Affairs conducted this Year 9 review with reports from each campus and contributions from the faculty members of the Common Core Course Review Committee and the College Pathways Appeals Officer. The Year 9 review presents assessments in 6 areas, including annual data sets and improvements to gateway courses in teacher education. The Year 9 review reaffirms that the Pathways Initiative has been critically important for the overall functioning of the university as an integrated system with extensive transfer flows. Pathways continues to offer substantial benefits for students, while the regular reviews have served to identify areas of focus for continual improvement, including majors, implementation of 3 recommendations from the Year 6 review and the Faculty Common Core Review Committee. As part of CUNY's new strategic plan for 2023-2030 CUNY Lifting New York, the university commitment to the initiative to develop and implement a system-wide transfer experience that enables students to move seamlessly and successfully between and within CUNY campuses. In 2023, the CUNY Board of Trustees unanimously passed a resolution charging the university with making student transfer from a community college to a senior college seamless and at minimal or no credit loss. The outcomes of this initiative will remedy weaknesses revealed in the Year 9 review, including transfer difficulties within majors and variations in policy and practice implementation. CUNY is also leveraging technology to solve transfer problems. For example, the CUNY Transfer Explorer, TREX, is a groundbreaking tool that shows how courses transfer in all directions and how courses fit into majors and minors across CUNY. The next required review of pathways will be at the Year 12 review during the 2025-26 academic year. The Pathways Common Core Framework and the student learning outcomes should be examined at that time to potentially incorporate new knowledge areas. If the committee has any questions about this report, I would be happy to address them with the support from Interim Vice Chancellor for Academic and Faculty Affairs, Ann Lopes.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions on this? Then we'll move on to the next one, which is governance, I believe.
Information item 2 is a resolution approved earlier today by the Governance Committee to amend the responsibilities of the president and the duties of the department chair and include the roles of the provost at the school division academic dean in CUNY bylaws and the manual of general policy. Essentially, the resolution was the second reading of the changes approved by this committee in October. The one change that was introduced was the addition of the term division to school when referring to academic deans. The university's bylaws and manual of general policy do not specify the current organizational structure of the university in that they do not conform to actual practice and to the norms of higher educational institutions today. The roles and responsibilities of the president, provost, academic school, or division dean and department chair require transparency for stakeholders and accreditors. The revisions to university bylaws that were approved ensure clarification and transparency in the roles and responsibility of these 4 key academic leaders. If the committee has any questions about this item, Interim Vice Chancellor Ann Lopes can help me address them.
Thank you. This matter was considered a few minutes ago by the Governance Committee. I just wanted to make sure that our committee was aware of it since there's sort of cross jurisdiction here, and we should know about what's going on. So, thank you. Next is policy 514, I think.
Yes. The third information item is a resolution approved earlier today by the Governance Committee to amend policy 514 of the Board of Trustees of Manual of General Policy Statement of Policy on Multiple Positions. I think that was written incorrectly, sorry. The proposed revision to the multiple positions policy revises section 2D to address the summer salary limits for faculty at the CUNY School of Medicine who are limited to receiving 1/11th salary as per the Board of Trustees minutes dated 1/27/1975 and clarifies terms and language throughout. My colleague Rosemary Wesson, Associate Vice Chancellor for Research, would be happy to answer any questions the committee might have about this information item.
Again, this one's fairly technical. Again, the Governance Committee considered it earlier. So now we have a couple of matters that will be going to the, John?
In the end of that policy, there's a annual report, and I don't recall ever seeing that. I don't know which committee it should come to. It's a report on how much overloads were given. I could look.
The multiple
I'll look it up.
positions policy has a report.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, what committee is that coming from?
Well, I think what'll happen is it'll go to Finance and Administration as an appointment matter, but there's no reason it can't come to this committee
Just not to
for.
let every committee, I
Right.
just,
You can look at it in either committee, John.
exactly. I just didn't know which committee. I appreciate that. There you go.
Thank you. Now we have a couple of matters that will be going to the Finance Committee. For those of you who are interested, you can stick around and watch and listen, but I think we should get briefed on it for those who aren't on finance.
That's good. Information item 4 is a resolution pending approval later today from the Finance and Administration Committee to authorize a contract with Noodle for online social work program development services at Hunter College. Hunter College seeks to establish an online MSW in order to increase access to more potential students who cannot access the program due to family and work commitments, including stringent requirements of field practicum rotations. The college has received a $1 million grant for program development with the intent of the program to be self-sustaining once it is up and running. Hunter College has selected the vendor Noodle after an extensive period of proposals and demonstrations. Noodle has demonstrated in each of the reviews that its cost structure is in line with what the college's expectations are for this program. The advertisement and development of the program is in line with the college's expectations and that they can provide the right resources to develop a long-lasting and profitable program for Hunter College's present and future student body. An RFP was issued June 21, 2023, with a response submission date of September 1, 2023. 3 proposals were received, and an evaluation of each RFP submission was conducted. It was determined that the vendor Noodle offered the college the most comprehensive and best value for the services that we were seeking. Provost Manoj Pardasani and Budget Director Daniel Coker from Hunter College, as well as Martin Sturla, the university's Chief Procurement Officer, can address questions the committee might have about this item.
We have had in the past previous proposals for assistance in online courses and recruitment, and we generally rejected those for structural reasons. This contract resolves those issues. They're not sharing income, and it's a straight fee-for-service contract, and it's it solves a lot of the issues that we were raising in past years. So, other than the name of the company, I don't think there's an issue here. Okay, seeing no questions, let's move on to, I think, the last one.
The last one. The 5th and final information item is a resolution that is also pending approval later today from the Finance and Administration Committee to authorize CUNY to enter into an agreement with the New York City Administration for Children's Services for College Now dual enrollment program offerings. Early college and dual enrollment programs hold a critical and growing role in higher education. K-12 partnerships and strategies for increasing post-secondary access and success. A growing body of evidence supports early college, dual enrollment, and pre-college credit earning opportunities as a high-impact practice to improve college success. The university aims to continue to build upon its successful College Now program and expand those educational opportunities to school-age youth connected to the juvenile justice system in the city. Providing dual enrollment course offerings to justice-involved youth contributes to reducing recidivism, promoting rehabilitation, and fostering a more equitable and just society. ACS will provide $165,000 annual to university through the New Paths to Career Success Initiative in return for offering up to 10 courses each academic year for participating students, as well as a variety of supportive services to increase successful completion. The students enrolled in the courses will be exempt from paying tuition and fees. The University Dean and Assistant Dean for K-16 initiatives, Andrea Sunachin and Martin Forth, respectively, as well as the university's Deputy CFO, Christina Chiappa, are available to address questions the committee might have about this agreement.
This sounds like such a great program. I mean, it's just, once again, expanding access, which is just so important. If there are any questions? Hey, thank you, Provost. That's the last item on our agenda. Before I leave, and I should have done this earlier, I'd like to welcome our new student representatives. Daniel is the new student trustee. Congratulations. A lot of you. And Hakeem and Wei are the new members, student members on this committee. And we welcome you and thank you for your participation. It's helpful. With no more business to do, I move to adjourn the meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Anybody opposed? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you all for your attention.